In the depths of Sulawesi's hidden caves, a single beam of light pierces through the darkness, revealing something humanity was never meant to see. What if the very first artists on Earth weren't painting what they imagined, but what they witnessed? What if they saw the impossible? Lights in the sky, objects that defy time, and shapes no ancient mind could have conceived. And why, after 45,000 years, does this image look eerily familiar to modern technology? In this silent chamber, surrounded by echoes of a forgotten world, an ancient hand left behind a message that challenges everything we know about human history. Some say it's a myth. Some call it coincidence. But once the layers of time are peeled away, the truth buried within this rock wall begins to pulse, as if it's alive, waiting to be seen again. The discovery spreads quickly. Scientists from across the world arrive in Sulawesi, drawn by what some call the oldest artistic mystery in human history. The pigments defy known chemical compositions, and the shapes seem to describe energy or technology no one should have understood then. Was it divine inspiration, or evidence of knowledge lost to time? As the team begins analysis, each new detail makes less sense. The colors glow faintly, even under darkness. No organic material explains it. Something about this art feels alive, as if it remembers. Late into the night, the scanners hum and flicker. The pigments are revealed to contain something microscopic and uniform. Metallic particles far too refined for Stone Age tools. Hana's eyes widen as the readings confirm impossibility. Maya feels a quiet tremor of excitement mixed with fear. Liam's skepticism begins to fade. They are looking at an artifact that shouldn't exist, a message written not just in art, but in science. The team returns to the cave for verification. They scrape microscopic samples under strict control, sending data to labs abroad. But something happens that science can't file neatly away. As their lights move across the mural, the pigments react, glowing faintly again. But this time, without contact. For a breathless moment, no one speaks. It's as though the wall recognizes them. Outside, the jungle hums under a heavy sky. Maya gazes at the cave entrance, haunted by the feeling that what they found was waiting for them. The air carries whispers of old legends, of luminous visitors, of gifts from the heavens. In that quiet moment, she wonders if the artists of long ago saw the same stars, the same questions. Perhaps the painting isn't a relic, but a doorway. Word of the cave painting reaches international media, but among scientists it sparks disbelief more than excitement. How could pigments older than civilization glow under modern light spectrums? Inside a humid lab on Sulawesi, the research team prepares for peer review. Dr. Hana Rizal works tirelessly, scanning the samples for any trace of known elements, yet the readings remain wrong. They shift unpredictably as though alive. Professor Liam Carter begins to question whether their discovery represents human art at all. And Maya Santoso feels the strange pull of the cave, as if something within it has begun calling her back. What was once archaeology now feels like contact. As the scientific tests continue, whispers rise among the locals. Elders from the nearby village speak of an old story, the day of the falling stars, when beings of light descended into the forest, teaching their ancestors to draw the sun. Maya listens carefully, recording each word, aware that myths often hide fragments of truth. But when Arif mentions that the story warns against disturbing the cave, Liam dismisses it as superstition. Yet deep down, even he feels the unease. Legends have power when science runs out of explanations. Back at the lab, the analysis reaches a turning point. Hana discovers that the pigments contain crystalline structures that reflect light in a way unknown in natural minerals. The geometry is precise, almost engineered. The others gather around her monitor in silence. Liam mutters that it's impossible. This composition would require advanced heat treatment beyond anything known in prehistory. Maya, however, isn't surprised anymore. The cave painting is not just a story. It's an event recorded by witnesses. When the team sends pigment samples to labs abroad, they expect quick debunking. Instead, results come back even stranger. Traces of an unknown metallic isotope, non-radioactive and stable, but not of Earth's geological profile. Liam replays the data repeatedly, looking for error, but none appear. As the sun sets, Maya stands at the cave's edge again, feeling the same pulsing silence from before. The wall seems to breathe. Somewhere inside, the truth waits. That night, as storms roll in from the sea, Maya dreams of the cave. She sees the ancient painters standing beneath the hovering light, their eyes reflecting the same fear and wonder she now feels. When she wakes, she can still smell the mineral scent of the cave on her hands. The rain outside echoes like whispers from the stone. Something inside her knows this discovery is not about what they found. It's about what found them. Weeks pass, and global attention intensifies. The painting now sits at the center of controversy. Some call it a hoax. Others say it's the missing link in human evolution. But the evidence refuses to fit either claim. Hannah's data shows microscopic metallic particles embedded deep within the pigments, arranged in a lattice pattern too precise for chance. Under magnification, they resemble circuitry. Liam insists it must be contamination, yet every test proves otherwise. For Maya, the realization feels heavier than discovery. This is not just ancient art. It's a message preserved in metal and time. The discovery sends ripples through academia. International experts arrive to test the samples themselves. Under a controlled environment, they repeat the experiment. Same result, same impossible structure. It's as though someone thousands of generations ago painted using microscopic metal dust, arranged at the atomic level. Liam starts to question everything he's ever believed about human history. For the first time, he can't find an explanation that fits. Maya looks at the image on the screen, an ancient fingerprint of intelligence, and realizes that whoever created this had knowledge far beyond their time. Late one night, as the others rest, Maya returns to the lab. She replays the pigment data in simulation mode, mapping its molecular structure onto a 3D model. What emerges stops her breath. The geometry forms a perfect spiral, identical to the arrangement of orbital satellites circling Earth today. It's an impossible coincidence. The painting isn't random. It's a map. Somewhere in that ancient design lies knowledge our ancestors should never have possessed. The next morning, the team gathers around Maya's simulation. The evidence is undeniable. The metallic pigment is not a random compound. It encodes geometry and motion. Liam's hands tremble slightly as he traces the pattern. Hannah's eyes dart across the screen, recalculating orbital angles. Arif, silent, whispers that maybe the artists weren't recording the sky. Maybe they were answering it. For a long moment, nobody speaks. The air feels charged, as if the room itself is listening. Ori, ye. Later that night, thunder shakes the jungle. The team retreats to their tents, but sleep won't come. In the distance, lightning flashes above the cave's ridge, and for a split second, Maya sees it. A column of light rising from the mountain, vanishing into the storm clouds. She rushes outside, heart pounding, rain soaking her clothes. The same luminous shape from the cave painting glows faintly in the sky before fading. The impossible connection is now undeniable. Whatever those ancient painters saw has returned. The following days bring revelations that shatter every known timeline. Researchers across the world begin comparing data, and shockingly, similar pigments and symbols emerge from caves in Spain, Australia, and South America. They all share one impossible feature: microscopic metallic grids identical to those in Sulawesi. Could ancient cultures separated by oceans have painted the same image? The same light? Maya studies the photographs in silence, her heart heavy with awe. Somewhere deep inside, she begins to understand. This mystery isn't confined to one cave. It spans the globe. In Madrid, a similar painting depicts identical circular symbols. In the Australian outback, archaeologists uncover ancient murals showing beams descending from the heavens. And in the Andes, a spiral design carved into stone mirrors Sulawesi's metallic pattern exactly. Across the planet, fragments of a forgotten story align like constellations. Scientists argue coincidence. Others whisper connection. Maya senses intention, as if ancient minds once shared a single vision, united by something they saw in the sky. Hana overlays the sites onto a global map. The coordinates form a perfect alignment, a pattern matching known star constellations. Liam stares in disbelief, his voice trembling as he calculates the angles. The probability is near zero. These paintings were placed with astronomical precision long before recorded civilization. Maya closes her eyes, imagining early humans gazing at the same sky, guided by something greater than survival. Perhaps knowledge itself was their inheritance from those who came before. To verify the pattern, the team travels to one of the mirrored sites, a remote cave in the Philippine archipelago. There, beneath layers of limestone and time, they find the same symbols glowing faintly in the dark. But this cave holds something new. A series of handprints surrounding the glowing disc, arranged in a spiral, each fingertip marked with metallic dust. As Maya runs her hand along the wall, she feels warmth beneath her skin. It's as if those who painted it had touched something alive. That night, under the open sky, the team sits in silence. Above them, stars shine in the same configuration as the symbols they've been chasing across the world. Liam quietly admits that history may have underestimated ancient humanity. Hana says softly that perhaps it wasn't humanity alone. Maya looks up at the stars, remembering the handprints, a universal mark of connection. Across time, across continents, the same question remains. Who are they trying to reach? By now, the cave paintings have drawn the attention of the world's top research institutions. Artificial intelligence is brought in to decode the patterns and symbols. What was once dismissed as primitive art now appears to hold layers of coded geometry, almost as if designed with mathematical purpose. Maya and Hannah stand together, watching lines of data form, shapes too deliberate to ignore. Liam, still skeptical, mutters that science cannot explain intention. Yet even he feels the gravity of what they're seeing. The ancient pigments seem to contain not only images, but instructions. Hours turn into days as the AI processes data from all recorded sites. Then, suddenly, the system begins to align the images automatically, revealing an interconnected design. An enormous lattice that mirrors orbital trajectories, wave patterns, and harmonic ratios of planetary motion. Hana whispers that it's a formula of balance, a language of frequencies. Liam shakes his head, overwhelmed. For Maya, it's confirmation that what they've uncovered isn't mythic decoration, but deliberate encoding of knowledge far beyond prehistoric reach. The global media erupts in debate. Was this evidence of forgotten civilization, or something else entirely? As journalists flood the camp, the scientists retreat deeper into study. Every connection they uncover adds a layer of impossibility. Hana finds harmonic ratios that match modern satellite frequencies. Liam discovers a scale of distances aligning perfectly with lunar orbits. Maya, quietly staring at the patterns, wonders if the cave itself was once a receiver, an ancient observatory carved into the living earth to listen to the sky. As night falls, the team uses a high-resolution laser scan to reconstruct the cave in digital form. When projected in 3 dimensions, the mural's layout reveals something stunning. Every figure and symbol aligns with the star map of the southern hemisphere as it appeared 45,000 years ago. Liam is speechless. Hannah murmurs that it's not a coincidence. It's astronomy written in pigment and light. Maya feels tears forming. Their ancestors were mapping the heavens before the concept of civilization even existed. When the hologram finishes rendering, a single word appears in the AI's language translation feed. Not text, but a pattern repeated through every cave site. A sequence of spirals converging toward one point. It represents not a symbol, but motion. Something arriving, something recurring. The realization chills everyone in the room. If these paintings were warnings or messages, then the question isn't who left them. It's when they'll return. In the silence that follows their discovery, the team begins decoding the spirals. The data reveals something extraordinary. Mathematical consistency woven through every layer of pigment. Each angle, each curve corresponds to numerical ratios describing planetary distances, light frequencies, and orbital cycles. These are not symbols of worship or imagination. They are instructions written in universal language, mathematics. Maya feels her pulse race as she realizes they're reading a code left for whoever could finally understand it. And now, for the first time in 45,000 years, someone does. When Hannah overlays the decoded ratios onto an astronomical map, a new pattern emerges. A perfect geometric alignment between ancient cave sites and the position of major stars. The caves are not random locations. They form a message when viewed from above, spanning the globe like a network of forgotten observatories. Liam whispers that it's impossible for early humans to have known this. Maya responds softly, saying perhaps they didn't learn it. Perhaps they remembered it. The idea hangs heavy in the air. Knowledge this vast doesn't appear, it reappears. Late that night, Maya runs independent analysis, searching for linguistic parallels in the code. The computer isolates a recurring numerical phrase, a repeating signal that cycles at regular intervals. It's not random, it's rhythmic. The same pattern repeats in data recorded from the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the universe itself. Hannah watches in silence as the implication settles over them. These messages are not just ancient, they're universal. They might not have been painted for people on Earth at all. At dawn, Maya and Liam climb the ridge above the cave. As the first sunlight spills across the jungle, the geometry of the surrounding landscape reveals itself. The mountains form the same spiral scene in the cave painting. The terrain itself is part of the code. Liam realizes it's a message etched into Earth's surface, visible only from above. Maya whispers that maybe they were never alone, and the land itself is the canvas of an ancient conversation. The morning light glows over the valley, as if awakening something that has waited too long to be seen. As night returns, the team gathers once more at the cave's entrance. The glowing pigments shimmer faintly in the dark, pulsing with the rhythm of distant thunder. Maya stands silently, her heart full of questions that science cannot yet answer. Liam's skepticism has finally given way to humility. Hannah whispers that the pigment's frequency matches cosmic radiation, measured from deep space. Arif turns off the camera, realizing some moments aren't meant to be captured. The cave hums softly, as if waiting for the next alignment to begin. The world now watches Sulawesi. Scientists, theologians, and skeptics converge, yet no one can define what they have found. Deep within the cave, Maya feels something stirring, not just in the earth, but in her own understanding of what it means to be human. When light is projected through the spiral code, it refracts onto the cave ceiling, revealing a hidden layer of art, an image of the stars above Earth, as they will appear thousands of years from now. The realization hits like thunder. The painters didn't record the past, they recorded the future. The revelation sweeps through the world's news channels. Historians argue that the pattern predicts astronomical alignments not yet seen. Physicists verify the math. The geometry corresponds to a star cluster expected to appear in millennia. Maya stands before reporters but cannot speak. Words feel too small. Liam's skepticism dissolves into wonder, and Hannah, her eyes wet with tears, whispers that the cave is a time capsule. A message sent forward through ages, waiting for minds ready to understand it. As the excitement settles, Maya returns to the cave alone. She sits before the mural, listening to the echoing hum that seems to pulse with life. Every figure, every light being painted on stone now feels like memory, not of what humans saw, but of what they were shown. The cave becomes more than a sight. It becomes a mirror, reflecting the endless curiosity that defines her species. She whispers softly that maybe the painters weren't reaching out to gods or visitors. Maybe they were reaching forward to us. Days later, data from multiple observatories confirms what the cave predicted. The stars are indeed moving toward the very alignment carved into the wall. The pattern is real. The code is prophecy. Liam smiles quietly, admitting that sometimes science must bow to mystery. Hana laughs softly, saying the line between the two has never truly existed. For Maya, the truth feels simple. The painting was never meant to explain the universe. It was meant to remind us that we are part of it. Night falls once more over Sulawesi. The cave breathes quietly in the dark, its secret finally shared, yet never truly solved. Maya places her hand against the mural one last time, feeling warmth still lingering beneath the stone. The ancient light flickers, as if acknowledging her touch. The voiceover fades gently. Some questions are not meant to end with answers, but with awe. The camera pulls back through the forest canopy, rising into the stars, where the same spirals of light shimmer. Timeless, infinite, waiting. Why?